Now think about someone that you love and a gun being held to their head. And to save them, all you have to do is the one thing that you have been procrastinating on. I bet you are not procrastinating anymore. If you have a strong enough reason to get it done, you will get it done. Don't be fooled by the product pushers who are only in business to sell you the next best thing in a box. Don't be fooled anymore. You go see them work their magic on a stage, selling you their new best thing that it's all the rage. Don't believe the lies of quick success, that you can make a bunch of money in 30 days or less. Don't believe that without them, you will never make it and be like the rest. It's time to stop believing in them and start believing that you are the best. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? Believe in yourself. Stop only thinking about making offers. Stop watching late night webinars and prepare your offers. If you are not making offers, you are not making money. You have to do what most people don't want to do. Face what they don't want to face. Find that reason. Live for that reason. Do not stop until you get what you want. You know why you're doing this. You can't let anyone stop you from doing this. The storm can come into your life faster than you expect. Are you ready for it? Will you go into the storm of business, or will you sit in your comfy chair at home where it's safe? If you are not emotionally strong, if you don't have a big reason why, then you won't defeat the storm. You must not give up. You can't give up. You only have one life, so live it. Enough is enough. It's time to set your score. Enough is enough. It's time to take what's rightfully yours. Enough is enough. Your time is now. It's time for action from the inside out. Live fearless.
Welcome to CRUSHIN COVID Daily. This is day 10. Boy, can you imagine? We're 10 days in. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. When one of my marketing coaches said to me, you know, you got to do a challenge. You got to do like a 30-day challenge to yourself. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I've done challenges before. We got challenges in our company. We do this kind of stuff. It's not a problem. And then when she said go live for 30 days, I was like, okay. Well, you know, it's funny because interesting enough, I go live pretty much every day privately, one-on-one with my clients. So this is not anything new for me except the part of going live in this manner online. We're broadcasting over on YouTube and also in Facebook. By the way, if you are... Oh, you know what I got to do? Hold on, let me just got to switch something. Every time I do that, I always mute myself. I apologize. So I was saying that every time, if you're watching from one of our other social media networks, whether you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're watching us from, just jump over on YouTube and you can subscribe to our channel and get updated from there. Because we also have a lot of free real estate training, a lot of finance tips, software, tech tools that we review, and that could really help you with your real estate investing business. Today's a very special day, very special episode today, right? Today we're for people in the United States and people in, I think, the UK and Uganda are celebrating Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm just going to say it for everybody today, because even though last week here in Portugal we celebrated Mother's Day. So anyway, it's all together. The way I see it is every day's Mother's Day, right? I mean, at the end of the day, mothers do so much for us, even when we're being raised, and even after the fact, right? I mean, it's just like a nonstop thing. So, by the way, if you are new here and this is your first time, maybe you haven't been a part of us for the past 10 days for the CRUSHIN COVID Daily, then feel free to put the words new in the comment section so I know that you're new. I'd like to say hello to you. Also, today we're going to be covering part 2 of how would you spend $1 million. Now, let me brief you on this because I know it takes a few minutes for comments to come in, but I will tell you this. So yesterday, what we did is Sarah won a gift card, and we're doing the same thing today. We're going to do a part 2 because I know we had some other people that wanted to participate, but time wasn't of the essence. So I'll give you a brief overview of what it is, but if you're interested in participating in today's round of how would you spend $1 million, then what you want to do in the comment section is just post pick me. Just put pick me. And what we're going to do is when I call on you, we're going to go back and forth. And I'll give you a brief example in a minute, and then you will get a Amazon gift card just for participating and playing along, okay? So if you want to play along and how to do that, and you want to win an Amazon gift card just for playing, then type in pick me in the comments, and then we'll play along. And I'll give you an example too. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Nathan Amaral. I'm the founder and creator of the Fearless Millionaire. And what that is we help real estate investors gain more clarity, build more confidence, and get more cash flow through real estate investing. And the reason why real estate investing, I actually got asked this question yesterday in the comments, is why real estate? Why not stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or other strategies? And listen, I'm all for business. I have quite a few businesses and a bunch of real estate, and especially over the past 15 years of being in the real estate industry. There is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you're not, real estate investing or real estate in just in general, real estate, the asset security is the #1 asset class for a security in the world. It's the best. And if you're familiar with, maybe you've read a book, or maybe you're familiar maybe with family members or friends, or maybe people that you've seen, if they're very wealthy, they tend to own real estate. And there's a lot of advantages to that, not only from a business perspective, but from an investment perspective. Because you can be invested in real estate, but not run it as a business. You can run it as a security, and it's an investment vehicle. And then you can also run it as a business. So you can actually be involved and have a full-time business with real estate investing. So it all depends on what your strategy is. You can actually help other people who don't have time to be in real estate, but yet they have a bunch of money and they need to invest it into real estate. Okay, maybe they don't know how, or they don't have the time. So those are a bunch of things that we cover, especially over on the YouTube channel. And those are things that I think a lot of people don't know how to how to participate in, especially when it comes to helping other people use their money to invest in real estate. But it is a great asset class. It's less volatile. It's a long-term plan. Okay, it's a long-term plan, not like the stock market, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, EFTs, cryptocurrency, all that kind of stuff. That's more short-term. And it's very volatile. I mean, it can spike up, it can spike down. And the reality is you don't have any security. And once you pass over the money and you push the button and that money goes to their brokerage or their firm, whatever it is you're investing in, it's gone. It's in their control. You have no control over what happens. You don't have control if it goes up or down. And that's okay for some people, but there's not many tax advantages to that. There's no insurance. That means if everything goes down and you lose your money, you don't have insurance on your money. and you don't have an asset. You just are basically giving your money in with the promise. What, not promise, not even a promise. It's more of a maybe you'll make, based on historical trends, anywhere between 10%, 20%, whatever it is, whatever the number is. Okay. Typically we've seen 4% to 6% on average, depending on what you're investing in. But I'm not going to get too detailed in that right now. And this is not an episode about real estate versus stocks and bonds and mutual funds and all that stuff. But it's something you should definitely be aware of. You should check out, I think it's video day number maybe 4, I think it was, where we covered where you can learn more about real estate investing in more in detail, glossary and terminology, and also different the getting your head around how this business operates, because it's a very large landscape. There are so many ways to do real estate investing, and it's so overwhelming. And that's actually why I created the Fearless Millionaire brand about 10 years ago, because I saw so many real estate investors get stuck in this business, in this industry of learning how to do real estate. I saw so many of them just get stuck in what to do next. And actually, I was a student. I came into the industry that way. However, as I was traveling all over the United States and I was speaking to large audiences about how to invest in real estate and how to take action, what was unfortunate, what I saw in that process was I saw the same people show up. Like if I was speaking over in Los Angeles, I would see that same person show up like a month later in Atlanta for the same type of training, or very similar, or maybe just a little differently. And what I realized was it wasn't the knowledge or the training. It was actually within the person. It was within themselves. They felt like they didn't know enough, or they needed more training. They needed another seminar. As you probably heard me say this before, that someone just keeps going from seminar to seminar. I know some of you have said in the comments, it's a seminar junkie, right? And the reality is why I launched Fearless Millionaire 10 years ago with me and a buddy of mine was because we were tired of seeing people, in just constantly educating themselves over a long period of time and never taking action and doing a deal and really getting to it and just making it happen, like making their first offer. And I know personal experience, I know what that feels like, because I was stuck too. I was stuck for 2 years just going from bookstore to bookstore, right? At the time, I didn't have a lot of money to fly all over the place to go to these seminars until I got into the mortgage business. That's when I started making more money, and I put boatloads of money towards real estate education. And I was going from bookstore to bookstore, literally just reading and reading and reading. And then more time went by, I started making more money, started putting that into seminars. And I was still at the same place. 2 years went by and I was still stuck. And the reality is, I was full of knowledge about real estate investing. I knew so much to be dangerous. But when I hired a coach, when I finally hired a coach to say, listen, you've got everything. And I literally had everything set up for wholesaling real estate. He said, you have everything. The only thing you have most, the problem is the thing you have most of is fear. And he was right. I was stuck and I was afraid of making an offer. Why? I was stuck on what happened if they said yes to my offer, right? It was like, oh, what then, right? Oh no. And that's when things changed for me, because after I submitted my 11 offers, my coach pushed me to make 11 offers. 4 got accepted out of the 11. And out of those 11 offers, I only closed on 2. The other 2 I let go, which was a waste of money. That was my fault. But I closed on 2 and I made around $18,000 on those first 2 deals. And that completely it was like, hold on. Wow. It was like that. It was like an aha moment where I was like, this is it. This is exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it obviously has been. So going through that personal experience, I realized and I saw firsthand how many people were struggling with this. And I wanted to take a different approach. I wanted to take a different approach to how people are not only educated through the industry, but also how they get coaching and how they're coached through a deal. And the coolest part about all that is our clients have amazing success. not only for speed. And listen, let me tell you something. I know you probably see the brand here that says Fearless Millionaire, and if you're thinking you're going to become a millionaire in any of my programs or any of my coaching programs, don't come into my programs. Don't follow me. Don't If you think you're going to get rich quick, this is not for you. If you think you're going to close a deal and make $100,000, $500,000 in one deal in 30 days or less, don't, please. Let's be friends, but let's not be clients. And I don't appreciate that as a client. And I'll tell you why. I'm very direct, because anyone who tells you or makes the perception by maybe posting a testimonial or sharing like, hey, this guy did it in 30 days, you could potentially do it too. Anybody who does that to you is just really trying to get your money, because they probably have some system that they're trying to sell you. So unfortunately, it's kind of like a catch-22. But I always believe that people should be educated. And I think it was day 4 of Crushing COVID, I gave some great resources, some places you can go online that will share with you how you can learn about real estate. Biggerpockets.com is a perfect, not only podcast and also great resource online, but you should definitely check them out. Also, you can check out our website. Now, we don't have a lot of like real estate content in regards to like, blogs and posts like that. That's not really our niche, but that's a great place to go to Bigger Pockets. But on our website, we do have material and free guides that you can start implementing into your life, free resources that you can start implementing to help you gain more clarity and confidence. And then as you get more into real estate, you'll probably discover that you might need someone to guide you along the way. That's what coaching can help you move forward. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I know there's some people who in the comments even yesterday were wondering like, well, how does this work for me? And how can you help me get into real estate and all that stuff? So I wanted to give you an overview of that today, so you have a clear understanding. So yeah, that's what we are. That's what we do. And we are on day 10, guys. I'm trying to like figure out for the next 20 days, some of the, I'm really excited about tomorrow's show, by the way. Tomorrow's show, I have a good friend of mine. It's a surprise guest. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but it's a surprise guest that I'm bringing on the show tomorrow. It's the first time we've had an interview on this show. So I hope technically everything goes well. Hope it's not a disaster. But I think it should be okay. But tomorrow we're going to have my good friend of mine is going to be on the show, and he's going to share some insights about how to have a mental toughness during these pandemic times. And I know in different places around the world, some of places are releasing from lockdown, which is fantastic. That's great. Being able to get outside maybe with a mask or whatever. But it's still this is going to be really stressful times. It really is. I don't see this as just going away. If you probably heard my previous episodes here on the show, Crushing COVID show, I don't think COVID is just going to go away. I truly believe this is just a first wave. I think we're entering our second wave, and that's that is, I think it's going to get a lot more unique. And I'm not sharing this. This is just my point of view. And I don't think anyone can really predict the future here, but I think what's important is to plan and prepare for the future. And also you have to plan and live and execute for what after COVID, right? After COVID. So what's that? AC? We have BC, AD, and AC, right? So the reality is we have to plan for the future. And that's a lot of the things that I actually teach, is that you have to plan your investments, you have to plan your finances always for the future. If you live like today's going to be your last day and you still have a tomorrow, then guess what? You probably will end up being broke. And if you spend more than you earn, then you're probably going to end up being broke or owing a lot of money, right? Well, yeah, being broke. So there's a lot of things that I think going forward into the future that you do need to prepare for. I don't think it's a matter of being scared or being in fear of what's going to happen. I think these times are great. We've seen this also for many people in previous cycles. These are market cycles. We've seen the economy drop and, times go into a recession. We've seen, back in, was it 2008, a depression to recession. And now here we are again, right? I think, and it's a kind of interesting. I've talked to a lot of buddies of mine in the industry when things were really tanking just a few weeks ago, and we were kind of like expecting it in a way, because we already knew from 2008 till 2020, we were already at that point, 2008, 2009, right? So we kind of really went into that depression around back in 2010-ish. So maybe around, we kind of were anticipating something was going to happen in the industry, in the markets. And here we are, right? So although real estate is still sustaining itself, we haven't seen a really big dent in real estate yet. But that could be the case. Not really sure. Time will tell day by day. But we did see a big dent and a big, drop in the primary markets, right? The stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And then for the real estate, it didn't really have a big impact just until like last month. As the numbers have come in, we've seen a little dent there, and maybe into the future. Who knows? We really don't know, but what's important is that we have to prepare for the future so that we can be ready for it. You always have to be ahead of the curve. Maybe you've heard this before, but if you're not ahead of the curve or ahead of trends, this is really important. And one last thing about, in regards to training, and then we'll dive right into today's, what would you do with $1 million? How would you spend $1 million today? By the way, if you want to play along in that, just throw it in the comments, pick me, and we'll play along as we do that. And I'll show you an example here in a second. So what was I saying? I was saying that, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I was going to tell you guys, something about the market, the real estate market, and I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, that happens sometimes. It was about the market, the real estate market, and how it was going down and coming back up, and it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I apologize. I went on a different note. Yeah, and I didn't have it in notes anyway. I didn't expect to really kind of dive deep into that. But anyway, what's important is to plan for the future, and not also to have a positive mindset, because in any time of recession, right? There's a saying in the industry, right? Or maybe in books or whatever, that every time there's a recession, there's always people who make a lot of money after a recession. Why? Because when things are going down, things get really cheap, right? That's when all the luxury cars, luxury houses go on sale. That's when properties really take a dip. More motivated sellers come on board. It's those kinds of things, right? So that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. All right, so I had some other things I was going to tell you, but I spaced out. So let's dive in how would you invest $1 million? All right, Evelyn wants to play along. Evelyn, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen if you want to play along here. And what you have to do, let me share my screen first. And if you play along and, that's not it. Hold on. That's not the right one. There we go. There it is. Okay, so yesterday, let me give you a little background, Evelyn, all right? And this is however you would want to spend the money, okay? Let me just, hold on. I gotta decrease this. I got a lot of screens going on here. Okay, there we go. All right. So yesterday, by the way, Sarah was our winner yesterday. Let's give her do we have a round of applause? Yeah. So Sarah won yesterday the Amazon gift card. So, and this was Sarah's thing. So Evelyn, if you're going to play along here, you have to kind of break down. We'll count it down your $1 million. This was Sarah's example. She had $1 million in her checking account wired today, and then she broke down everything she would spend her money on. So the same for you. What would you spend your $1 million on? And you basically, in the comments, you have to tell me what you would spend it on and the amount. Okay, so that's all you have to do, is you tell me the title and how much. Okay, that's what you have to do, and you just throw it in the comments, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll count it down together. I'll help you count it down, and and that's it. So Evelyn, whenever you're ready, just start throwing it in the comments. No need to wait. You can just I'm pretty fast. So as soon as you start telling me what they are, I will start loading them up. All right. So how would you spend $1 million? While you're posting that in the comments, I am going to get some music going because we got to get some music on here. You know what I mean?
About to leave, already packing. Come with me. I'm not really asking.
Hold on. Let me also say this. By the way, if there's anyone else who wants to play along right after Evelyn, all you have to do in the comment section is put pick me, type in pick me in the comments, and then I'll line you up for the next one. Okay, that's all it is. All right, so put pick me in the comments, and then I will choose you next. And as soon as you play along, you automatically win a Amazon gift card. All right, let's go.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.
Hey, Evelyn, let me give you a few tips. I know this can be a little difficult. Even yesterday, Sarah had a hard time of what she would spend $1 million on. So this could be anything from charity, paying off debt, buying a new house, whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you. Just post it in the comments there. And I don't know. And if Evelyn, if you don't respond, in a few minutes, I'm going to go on to the next person. Okay. So and let me give you an example, Evelyn, while you're typing it up. I know sometimes it's going to be a little challenging. But while we're waiting for your comments, or anyone else, if you want to jump in, it would be something like this. I'll give you an example. So the first thing I would do with $1 million, I would give a tithe of 100,000, and then I'm trying to remember some of the things I put in there from yesterday. I know it was like travel, Thailand. Oops. I think yesterday I put 30,000. I can't remember. All right, does that make sense, Evelyn? That's basically what you have to do. You have to tell me in the comments the title, like what it is, and then the dollar amount. That makes sense? All right. Evelyn's gone dark. Evelyn's just gone quiet on me. All I hear is like, yes, but now nothing. All right, if anybody else wants to jump in, let's do it.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me. I'm not really.
Looks like Evelyn disappeared. Looks like Evelyn disappeared. So we're gonna move on unless Evelyn comes back. If you want to play how would you spend $1 million? You can win an Amazon gift card for playing along. Then you just have to put pick me in the comment section, and then we'll go through this challenge together. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, I want to show you a new calculator that we're actually coming out with. Because a lot of people sometimes, what they're up against is if they want to invest in real estate, but they're not too sure, like, they're not sure of the reality. Is it possible? Can they do it too, right? All that kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot of thoughts and doubts about, starting in real estate investing. But I want to show you that's a new calculator that we have coming out. Let me grab it here. Just to show, like, is it possible? And how is it possible? And how much would it take to be possible? So this is fresh. I actually just finished this yesterday. And it's not done, but it will be. It will be actually on our website here in just probably a few days, sometime next week. There we go. All right, so basically the way this works, let me tell you how this works, this calculator, is basically I look at this because I help my clients all the time with investing in real estate. A lot of them are trying to get up to their, out of their job, right? And they're trying to do things. Oh, we got, okay. All right, hold on. We'll come to that in just a second. Looks like we have another contestant. All right, so basically what it comes to annual income, right? Annual income. So in this calculator, you would type in, when this comes out and released, I'll let you guys know, but annual income, you'll just type in your annual income. So if it's $30,000, if you make, let's do that again. If you make $30,000 a year, and if the average profit per deal is $5,000, this can be adjusted. Let's say the average profit per deal was $8,000 per deal. That means you would have to do 4 deals a year to replace your income. Does that make sense? Let's say there was, let's say you make $80,000 a year, and the average deal was $5,000 per deal. That means you would need 16 deals a year. Now that's typically lower end deals, like $5,000 deals is typically like land deals. Okay, if you're like flipping land, or that's typically not like, maybe low end single family houses, you can get like $5,000. But other than that, so if you were making $80,000 a year, you would need to do 16 of those deals. Now listen, the way I like to help people get started in real estate is I like to help them make a profit of at least $10,000. That's pretty realistic, okay? I'm going to just put it on the low end. I'm going to put this like $8,000, okay? All right, so $8,000 per deal. And let's just say you make, I don't know if you know this, but if you look at the statistics, the average person in the United States makes about $50,000 a year. It's like $48,000 as of 2019. So if I just round it to $50,000, that means you'd have to literally only do 6 deals a year. That's it. 6 deals a year at 8,000, and that's realistically doable. That's not even one a month, obviously. That's every other month you could get a deal done. And that's not difficult at all. It's very realistic at that amount of profit. Now, can you do deals that you make more than 8,000 per deal? Absolutely. I mean, I have to say the average deals that I do on single family properties are over $8,000. I think the last time I had a deal that I made, I remember it was the lowest. It was like $8,000. And that was probably 4 years ago. And it was a deal that we did in North Carolina, and it was a low one, and it was like $11,000. And actually I did a video on it because and it was because the title company ended up mailing me a check. And I was like, why did they mail me a check? And the good thing was I was in the United States to grab that check, because I normally just get wires. I don't get checks. And I just happened to be in the United States, and I recorded this video. I wonder if I still have that. I posted it in our group, and and it was an $11,000 check. And so that's on the low end. So sometimes it can be higher. So here's the thing. If you get into single family real estate, so flipping land, can range anywhere between like 5,000 on the low end, and maybe sometimes you can get deals that are a little bit higher than that, depending on the market value of the property. So you'd have to flip. It's more of a transactional business. In single family real estate, if you're flipping deals, I would say a good estimate is about, on the low end, 8,000 per deal. But I would say you're probably going to be around, I don't know, 10 to 15,000 per deal is a better, whoops, that's not right. 10,000 per deal is more realistic. Because the way I teach people to get into real estate is what's called backing into the deal. And I immediately start with a $10,000 profit. So you're actually only looking for properties where you're going to make $10,000, okay, on the deal. So there's a formula to do that, and it's a way of analyzation of the property. And then you can narrow that down if you wanted to say, hey, I only want to make $20,000 per deal, then you could do that too. But I mean, if you look at it this way, if you were making $50,000 a year on average, and you are going to an estimated profit make $10,000 per deal, you only have to do 5 a year just to replace your income. That's it. Just to replace your income. That's huge. Now, most people think like, whoa, can I really make, this amount of money per year, per deal? Well, absolutely. I mean, if you were to take like I'll just throw the numbers up here. And I'm not talking being a real estate agent, by the way. I'm talking about being a real estate investor or a collaborator. And that's where, like, if you take just a real estate agent, right? If a real estate agent is selling a house, that's 300,000. Okay, that's like an estimated number. Okay, so 300,000. By the way, these cells are not going to even calculate correctly because it's not part of the calculator. And if I was to times that by what, 5%, is that typically what agents are making right now? 5%. If I did that times 5%, right? Well, guess what? They're making about $15,000 just by being a broker on a $300,000 house. Okay? So that's just being a broker, not even an investor. So like I'm telling you, you can make more money as a real estate investor. And I'm giving you low numbers here. All right. So that's why real estate is, and by the way, guys, agents don't own the properties. Okay. And they're not building a business. The agents are, what I like to say, licensed tour guides. That's what they are. They're licensed tour guides, and then that and more, but you get the point. Like, they're licensed to show people properties and build relationships, and they're great. But right now they're going through a really hard time in their industry because of technology. Technology is really taking a hit to the agent industry, okay? Just like Uber took a hit to the taxi industry, right? So those things are being changed. Do we still need real estate agents? Yeah, absolutely. They're great resources. You can do deals with them, especially in commercial real estate. Can't live without them, right? You got to have a good commercial broker by your side. It's very important. But I don't recommend going to become an agent I don't recommend becoming an agent if you're going to get into real estate as a business, as a real estate investor. You get my point? So you can see how, how easy it is to make this kind of money in the business. So let's jump over back. We have a new contestant. I don't know. Sorry, we have God Chosen Lydia wants to jump in and wants to do this. So I am going to hope you're still on watching. We have a savings of 100,000. You're gonna have to give me more because I don't think all that what you said. 50K for rainy days. So we have a rainy day fund. Is that how you spell it? I can't spell. Oops. Rainy day fund. Whoops. All right. And that's 50K. And the rest is what? The rest is day-to-day living. The rest is day-to-day living, but look at it. That would leave you with $750,000. $750,000 you have left. God's chosen. That's a lot of money. You're gonna live off that? Where are you going? What kind of lifestyle are you living? I expect you to take me with you. So, okay. Well, now we got two players. Evelyn just came back. Evelyn, good to have you back here. I'll get right back to you, Evelyn. Okay. So Evelyn is asking or saying you're interested in real estate at the moment. You're working on my capital via business cash credit, but would study material to learn more. Absolutely. So while we're waiting for God's Chosen Lydia to get back on and tell us the rest, if there is more, because you still have 750,000, I'll jump over to Evelyn's question. Evelyn, let me tell you something. real estate investing is, in my opinion, is the best business to be in, okay? Because it has so many advantages, tax advantages. There's so much opportunity there. However, you don't need to, yes, you can build your business credit. That's fine. Okay, totally cool. But you don't need to wait to get started. You can actually get started with bad credit. Even if you have bad credit, you can get started in real estate investing with none of your own funds. That would mean, let me kind of just turn the camera here so I can talk to you more directly. Sorry. One of the things that I would suggest is, when you're starting out in real estate investing, is you don't use your own money. I suggest you start off as a collaborator. Okay. I really don't recommend people who are starting a real estate investing business, if they don't have capital, to just go and get capital and leverage themselves. Okay. Especially personally. If you leverage yourself personally, that means you're personally liable on that money, even if you have it in a business. So the reality is, what you want to do is be a collaborator first, and that would help you build up your network. It helps you get familiar with the industry, the glossary, the terminology about real estate investing. It helps you learn along the way. That's really important. You become a collaborator, and that helps you get into the business. Then you do a few deals that way. And then after that, after you build up your experience and confidence, you can then bring in partners if you want. You still don't need to use your own money. And that's what I show a lot of people. I'm actually in the next, I think like 2 weeks, I'm doing how to raise money, how to fund your future beta program. I've been helping people raise money. I've raised a bunch of money for my own deals, millions and millions of dollars for deals. And now I'm taking it to a training, a very in-depth private group training, where I help and show people how to do it. For many years in my coaching programs, I've done it for my clients. I've coached them, I've directed them, I've helped them raise the money on their behalf. And so, because that's the way I found people get the most real results, is I do it live with them. But I'll tell you this, there's nothing more satisfying is when you learn how to do it yourself, and then you build that, and you can go and get money for your own deals. All right. And that's really important, is you want to be able to use OPM, other people's money. Now, obviously, we can't dive so deep into that topic right now. But what I would say, Evelyn, is do this. Get over to our website, and you can, we got some upcoming trainings. Where's my thingies? Oh, they're right here. Sorry. Let me, I put them away. What I'd recommend you do, Evelyn, is get over to our website. You can see it right down here, fearless-millionaire.com. And you can learn about getting started in real estate. You can take our real estate assessment on that page, so spend some time there. And excuse me. Then I would recommend also, if you're just getting started in real estate, I'm going to give you a little secret. It's a secret that most real estate investors don't really jump into. They follow the money. I need to make money. I need to know how to do that. But actually, what you really want to do first is work on your mindset. You want to get clarity and build confidence, because that can really help propel you in the future. So I'd recommend you get down to this link right here, fearless-millionaire/freedom formula. You see that right there? And that's also, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's a very valuable program that you can go through, that it's going to help you gain clarity and confidence first. Really important, okay? Because most people chase money first, and they get all mixed up, and they're not get clear. Another thing I'd encourage you to do is go to our website, fearless-millionaire.com, and on the top of the page, you'll see, or if you jump over on our YouTube, anywhere, you'll see a new link that we have called Clarity. It's a clarity program, but it's called Clear the Fog. Clear the Fog. 14 days to complete clarity. It's a 14-day challenge. It's amazing. And I get comments every day from people who go through this program, and the results are just fantastic. I love hearing the comments and people saying how much I love this, and this program is phenomenal. And I'll be posting some of those videos and comments here in the near future. But it's just phenomenal. And what it really does, what the Clear the Fog program does, is because today, especially more today with the internet, there is so many of these fake gurus out there who teach real estate but they're doing a teaching or a webinar just to help you buy their real estate home study program, which is most of the time outdated, and most of the time they're just in the education business to make money and have seminars. That's the reality of it. So what we've done is, because there's so many of them, especially online, there's so many of them, we've narrowed it down to help people get really focused on themselves first, right? That's why it's called Clear the Fog, because it can be so overwhelming, so full of information in real estate. And in that program, it shows you how to break down your, not only like simple things like strengths and weaknesses, but it really helps you also build a power team. It also helps you to focus on the strategy of real estate you're going to do first, because let me tell you, there's like 100 ways to do real estate. There really is. Like, you could go look up real estate. There are so many ways to do it. And there's, for every method of real estate, for every strategy, I guarantee you there's some guru pitching you on a program to how to do that piece of real estate. And that's not what we're about. Where we're Fearless Millionaire, why it was created was to help real estate investors gain that clarity first, build up their confidence, so that they can get started in a strategy of real estate that works for them, instead of being scatterbrained and going everywhere in all these different directions. Okay, so check it out. You can go to the website there, and you can look for the Clear the Fog program. There's a link on the top of the page once you reach that link. And also, you're definitely going to want to check out the Freedom Formula program, which is really, it's more in depth. It's a much more in-depth program. It takes you, I think, 7 weeks over the course of those 7 weeks, and video training and guidance and a small community that we help real estate investors gain that clarity. And then from there, you elevate and you go into our one-on-one coaching, and that can really help you out. All right. So to answer your question here, you've been working on your personal credit for 8 months, also in the mid 700s. Fantastic. Then my plan was to become a personal grantor to access business credit so I can utilize my first investments, either the burst strategy or mobile homes. But I'm just a beginner, haven't found the existing pathway that is best. I will check it out ASAP. Yes, clarity is where I was lost a long time ago. Absolutely. Sorry if everybody was wondering what I was reading. Evelyn was just leaving a post, but it's a pretty big post. So I was just reading that. Evelyn, I totally get it. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you right now. You do not have to wait for your credit to get up. That's if you're going to take a personal mortgage on the property. Don't get me wrong. It's good to work on your credit to get it up. It really is. I think everyone should have squeaky clean credit, but you don't need good credit to get into real estate investing, okay? And just like you said, hey, I'm all for the BRRRR method. You probably, if you've been around from the beginning here, I mentioned the Bigger Pockets is a great place to, Brandon's a good friend of mine, and to learn more about real estate. But just like you said in your comments, you're not sure if you should either do this model or that model, and there's so many other ways to do real estate, right? That's where Fearless Millionaire comes in, because we kind of clear the fog for a lot of people to help them get started in real estate, and also to propel themselves, right? To propel them into a deal instead of thinking and waiting and wishing and all that kind of stuff. All right. So thanks so much for sharing your comments. Now, going back to where we were, I don't know. I feel like I have, yes, love Bigger Pockets. Absolutely. Bigger Pockets fan myself. Absolutely. Good stuff. So Evelyn, now that you have better connection, did you want to play along? Did you want to play along here of how you would spend $1 million? Because this was all I got from God's Chosen. Congratulations, God Chosen. You, I think you played along to the end. You won yourself an Amazon gift card. So Evelyn, if you want to play along, since you have better connection, what you'd have to do, we have a few more minutes here. All you'd have to do is tell me how you would spend $1 million right now, like today. And if you play along, then you will also win an Amazon gift card as well. So let me know if you want to play. You got to start telling me you got to tell me how you would allocate. Great. Let's go. Let's go for it. Start telling me how you would allocate these funds, and then let me know, and I'll type it in, and I'll put in the numbers for you as well. So just type in the title, what you would spend the money on, and the amount, and I will type, and you just type that right in the comments. All right, let's go.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts.
Keep it going, girl.
Be free with me.
We have 800,000 to go.
Be free with me. Be free. Not looking back.
600,000.
Eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde. A classic cliche, we're on the run. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts.
Would you be putting it in like some kind of IRA, like a Roth IRA, SEP IRA? If you don't know, it's okay. That's fine. Just the IRA. That wasn't good. That's fine too. Great. You have 250. Okay, Roth IRA, fantastic. You have 250,000 to go, Evelyn. How are you gonna spend it? 250,000.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Evelyn, do you normally overspend? Evelyn, we're 50K over. We're 50K over. We can't. 300. I got 300 in the stock market, but I think we overspent by 50K. So it looks like you borrowed 50K from somewhere. All right. So where can we reduce 50,000? We need to just reduce 50,000 from somewhere. Where would we do it? Because you only have 1 million, and right now you're at 1,050,000. So what are we going to reduce here? You got to take away 50,000 out of somewhere. 200K living resources for 5 years. It's okay. Yeah, you're running out of money. you're right out of money already. So I need to pull 50K out of somewhere. If you want to look at your numbers again, we have high interest savings, 200,000. Children's funds, high interest of 200,000. Roth IRA, 300. Health insurance, 50. Stocks, 300. And that already puts you at 1 million. You want to pull out of stocks? Okay, let's go 250,000 stocks. That sound good? All right, let's do that. All right. There it is. There's 1 million. There you go. Yeah. Wow. All right. I like to have those little sound effects. Good job, Evelyn. Thanks for playing along. Fantastic. High interest savings, children's high interest account, 200,000. Roth IRA, 300,000. Health insurance, 50,000. And stocks, 250,000. That's fantastic. That's how you'd spend $1 million today. Isn't this a little difficult too, Evelyn? Yeah, I know, right? It's so true, because sometimes we don't like plan for our money, and this is why budgeting, it's an eye-opener. It's because we don't plan for our money sometimes, so we don't know where it would go. But just imagine, this is so important. This whole lesson, and the why I do this is because most people don't plan for their money, so when it comes in, it disappears. And you know what everybody says? Where did the money go? Where did all my money go? I just made X number of dollars. And this happens in our jobs. This happens in business. And the reality is that when we plan for our money first, we know where that money is going. This is that gruesome word called budgeting, which, I mean, accountants love that word, but entrepreneurs are like, yeah, well, we'll figure that out later. But budgeting, putting down where your money's going to go as soon as it comes in, is really important. And this is why I do this exercise. It's so important. Now, Evelyn, I want to let you know something. You actually won an Amazon gift card. But if you don't want to put your email publicly or on this Facebook chat, that's okay. What I encourage you to do is you can either put your email here, or if you want to do it privately, you can right here. Just go over, email support@fearless-millionaire.com, support@fearless-millionaire.com, and just shoot us an email and said, I'm the winner or something. Just send us an email. Let us know that you have won today so we can get your email and send you your gift card. Thanks so much for playing along, Evelyn. And like I said, take action on some of the websites that I referred you to today, and that go to our website, take action, and we'll get you over some training material to help you get started on your journey for real estate investing. By the way, thanks to everyone else for our other winners of God's Chosen. Lydia, also, I have your email already. But thanks so much for playing along, and we will see you guys real soon. Thanks for joining in with Crushing COVID Daily. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
You guys, can you see that? $34,000.
You can do this. I believe in you. All right, give yourselves a round of applause.
With the Fearless Millionaire program, and before taking the program, I was having trouble being comfortable on the phone, knowing what to say to people, and just putting more money in my pocket. And I can honestly say, I am fearless millionaire.
You can do it. Don't give up. You are fearless millionaire. Yeah, this is a video right now. Hello. Thank you.
Jangan